To find mu, the only way we can go is by using the Snell's law, because that in Snell's law we have the term mu, or using delta minimum, because delta minimum is also in terms of mu. So I'll go with the Snell's law, because I have this angle and I have this angle. Let's say that this is my prism, which is given in this question. This angle is 90 degree, which is angle A. If I apply Snell's law at this surface, I'll get sine of angle of incidence is equal to mu times sine of angle of refraction. That's R1. Okay. And if I apply at this surface, I'll get mu sine of R2 is equal to sine of angle of emergence. Okay. Other thing I know is that the angle of deviation is given by I plus E minus A. My I is 90 degree, E is E, and A is also 90 degree. That means my angle of deviation is beta. That means angle of emergence is equal to beta. Right? Okay. Also, you know that A is equal to R1 plus R2. That means my R2 is equal to 90 minus R1. Right? Okay. So I can write sine of 90 is 1. 1 is equal to mu of sine of R1. And mu of sine of R2, that means sine of 90 minus R1, is equal to sine of E. E is what? Beta. So what is this? Mu cos of R1 is equal to sine beta. Right. And my sine R1 is 1 by mu. What is cos R1? Root under 1 minus sine whole square R1. That means this 1 minus 1 by mu square. That means my cos R1 is this. So I'll get sine beta as mu square minus 1, or mu square as 1 plus sine square beta, or mu as root under 1 plus sine square beta. So I got mu in terms of beta. Okay, so half of my job is done. My next part of the question is to find sine of delta minimum. Let's do that also. You know that delta minimum, I can write it as sine of I can write mu is equal to sine of A plus delta minimum by 2 divided by sine A by 2. Okay. I got mu as 1 plus sine square beta. Now, what is A? A is 90 degree. So I'll get sine of pi by 4 plus delta minimum by 2, and sine of pi by 4 here also, so which is 1 by root of 2. So if I expand this, I'll get 1 by root 2 sine delta minimum by 2 plus 1 by root 2 cos of delta minimum by 2 whole divided by root 2, 1 by root 2. Root 2 gets cancelled, and this is equal to mu. Now let's square both the sides. So I'll get mu square is equal to sine square some angle plus cos square the same angle. That means which is equal to sine square plus cos square is 1 plus 2 sine of delta minimum by 2 into cos of delta minimum by 2. 2 sine A cos A is equal to what? Sine 2A. So this one I can write as mu square is equal to 1 plus sine of delta minimum. So my mu square minus 1 is equal to sine of delta minimum. And what is mu square minus 1? Mu square minus 1 is nothing but sine square beta. So I'll get sine of delta minimum is equal to sine square beta. So these are my answers. Mu is equal to this and sine of delta minimum is equal to this. So you see that in this question I haven't applied any new formulae. As I had already said, I applied the equation for this mu and delta minimum. I applied the concept that A is equal to R1 plus R2. I also applied the relation between angle of deviation and angle of incidence and angle of emergence. So these are the 4 or 5 things which I need to know to solve any question in prisms. Now let's take the third question is as follows. The third question, we have an isosceles prism whose one equal face is silvered. So if I have an isosceles prism, these are the two equal sides, one side has been silvered. Isosceles prism with one equal face silvered. Okay. Now a ray is incident normally on the other equal face. Ray is incident normally on the other equal face. Okay. Reflects. Now what happens is the ray is incident on one of the equal faces. It reflects from the silvered surface, and then after reflection from the silvered surface, it reflects again from the other surface. That means I'll show you the figure. Ray is incident here. This surface is silvered, so it gets reflected here. Again, it gets reflected here from the other equal surface. And finally, it emerges through the base perpendicular to the base. So what the question says is that if this is my prism, rays incident normally strikes here on the silvered surface. Now since it's silvered, it will have a reflection here. It strikes again here, and finally it emerges out through the base perpendicular to the base. So this is how the diagram looks. The mu of the prism is given as 1.5, and the question is find the angle of prism. What is angle A? The angle of prism. What is this angle? So this is my question. Now this question is a very simple question, because if you don't know anything about the prism, then also you'll be able to solve this question using basic geometry. Anyways, you try this question on your own, and when you are done, you see the solution. The solution is as follows. You see that it said that the ray is incident normally. So this angle is 90. What is this angle? This angle is again 90. So what is this angle? This angle is 90 minus A. Now if I draw a normal to this silvered surface, so what is this angle? This angle is 90 minus A. This whole thing is 90. So this angle is A. This angle is also A. So this whole angle is 2A. This whole angle is 2A, right? Now if I draw a normal here, then you tell me that what is this angle? What is this whole angle? Sorry, what is this angle? You tell me this. What is this angle? You see that this is normal, this is also normal. So this angle should be equal to this angle. So this angle is also 2A. That means this angle is also 2A. Right? Okay. Now you know that this side should be equal to this side. So if this angle is x, this angle is also x. So 2x plus A is equal to 180 degrees. That means X is equal to 90 minus A by 2. So this angle is 90 minus A by 2. This angle is 90 degrees. So what is this angle? Is A by 2. So now you take this angle. This angle is A by 2. This angle is 2A. So the whole angle is 90 degrees, you know, because this is the normal. So A by 2 plus 2A is equal to 90 degrees. So if you solve this, you'll get A as 36 degrees. So this is my answer. So you see that in this question, I haven't applied anything related to the prism. The only thing which we applied here is that geometry, only geometry. Here, I applied the concept that the sum of angles is 180 degrees. Here, the concept of parallel lines. Yes, that's it. I haven't applied anything regarding prisms. So that's it. So we are done with question number 3.